The Koyukuk River is a 425-mile tributary of the Yukon River in the U.S. state of Alaska. It is the last major tributary entering the Yukon before the larger river empties into the Bering Sea, rising at the confluence of the North Fork Koyukuk River with the Middle Fork Koyukuk River. It flows generally southwest to meet the larger river at Koyukuk. The river, with headwaters above the Arctic Circle in the Endicott Mountains of the Brooks Range, drains an area north of the Yukon River that includes part of the gates of the Arctic National Park and Preserve, as well as Conuti National Wildlife Refuge and Koyukuk National Wildlife Refuge. The main stem of the river flows by the communities of Evansville, Bettles, Alitna, Alaska.It, Hughes, and Hustler before reaching Koyukuk. Its headwaters tributaries include the Koyukuk, South Middle, and North Forks, the Alitna River, and the John River. Major tributaries further downstream include the Conuti, Batzu, Hogitsa, Hustler, Dalby, Katiel, and Gizasa rivers. Of these, the Alitna, John, and North Fork are national wild and scenic rivers, as is the Tinigite River, a tributary of the North Fork. Name Koyukuk was derived from the Central Yupik phrase Kukyuk, meaning a river. The Koyukuk River was given this generic Yupik name by explorer Petr Vasily Milukov, because he did not know the local Koyukon name for it. The Western Union Telegraph Expedition used the spelling Koyukuk before the United States Board on Geographic Names settled on Koyukuk. History. The Russian Petr Vasily Milukov reached the river at its confluence with the Yukon in 1838. Lieutenant Henry Allen and Private Fred Fickett of the United States Army ascended and explored the river in 1885. The discovery of gold deposits on the Middle Fork in 1893 on the tramway bar by Johnny Folger led to a gold rush in 1898 with the establishment of trading posts and mining camps, including Bettles, on the upper river. In 1929, Robert Bob Marshall explored the North Fork of the Koyukuk River and gave the name Gates of the Arctic to the high Brooks Range along the river. In 1980, the United States Congress designated 100 miles of the North Fork of the Koyukuk River in the Brooks Range as the Koyukuk Wild and Scenic River. In 1994, floods on the river swept away 3 villages, forcing the wholesale relocation of the population. Flora and fauna. Vegetation along the Koyukuk River, sparse along the upper reaches, consists of tundra plants such as dwarf willows and other shrubs, sedges, and lichens. Further downstream at lower elevations, taiga and boreal forest plants are common except in the Koyukuk Flats near the mouth, where sedges and other herbaceous plants dominate the poorly drained mesquite. Trees found in more well-drained areas along the river include mountain alder, trembling aspen, white and black spruce. Fish species frequenting the lower Koyukuk include Arctic lamprey and sockeye salmon. The sockeye and other salmon species, including chinook and chum, also thrive along the upper reaches and tributaries. Caribou migrate across the upper part of the Koyukuk watershed. Other major vertebrates in the region include bald eagles, brown and black bears, mink, beaver, marten, and river otter. Beluga whales sometimes visit the lower Koyukuk. Moose herds, which thrive in parts of the watershed, especially in riparian zones downstream of Hughes, attract local and non-local hunters, bears, and wolves. A consortium of moose hunters and state wildlife officials work to keep the moose population at sustainable levels. Through 2005, no one had published a study of invertebrates of the Koyukuk or its larger tributaries. General information included in a study related to pipeline construction through the watershed suggested the presence of a variety of true flies, midges, black flies, mayflies, stoneflies, and caddisflies. Works cited: Benker, Arthur C. ed., and Cushing, Colbert E. ed., Bailey, Robert C. Chapter 17, Yukon River Basin, in Rivers of North America. Burlington, Massachusetts, Elsevier Academic Press, ISBN 0-12-088253-1. OCLC 59,003,378.